Tech Lead, Albert. This is Albert's Voice Tech. This is another video log. How is everyone doing today? So this video log is going to cover the TV series From, what's going on with the FCC, with the data caps, what's going on with the Wise Care folks with their Wise 365. I'm not being promoted by them. I'm just letting you know what's going on with them. I haven't seen any updates. Let me hold on a second here. Let me turn on the computer for the studio. I'm in my studio here. Things like to fall down in here. Let me get that computer up and running. This is an APU computer. Accelerated processor. So it's the same thing like the Ryzen. The Ryzen is the next generation for AMD. It's a 2.8 gigahertz. It can be overclocked to 3.4. It comes with overclocking software inside Windows. Now that's amazing. But you know what also supports it? Quick CPU. Now I did mention to a lot of you that Quick CPU can monitor your computer in Windows. You can overclock your system in there on your CPU. Yeah, and sometimes it goes beyond the overclocking. But yeah, my other PC, the main PC with all the RAM in it, it's showing 3.99 gigahertz. That's not bad. That's what I'm saying. That some people are talking about CPUs getting faster. Well, but the bus speed, it's still the same. It's a 32, 64-bit. And the GPU, that's a graphics processor. You know, sometimes it's a little higher, but still has to run through the same 64 pipe system. I don't know. Let me get this thing logged in. Hold on. Logging in. You see, I also make music. And I'm a beat maker. So I compose instrumental music. So you guys like beats, that's what I make. I have it distributed. I have a distributor to distribute the music. That system is complicated, I'm telling you. It ain't an easy thing, so, you know. And if you can find who I found, then you'd be okay. Some of them charge you money, some of them don't. Some of them take a percentage, but, you know, everybody has their hand in the till, so how much you can do. But it's an interesting process, though. All right, so the FCC is cracking down on a data cap. And, you know, Comcast, Xfinity, in the Northeast Coast, like New England states, those are like New York, Boston, you know, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Vermont up there. They got no data cap. But then the South, yeah, we got data cap. You know, we can only go 1.2 terabyte. And you know, if you turn on 4K, start playing games, doing a whole bunch of stuff, uploading like crazy to YouTube, to your channels, you're going to surpass that. That's what happened with me. I was uploading a lot of 4K. Let me plug in this to get charged. Because I got to keep charging this thing. It doesn't keep stay charged. So, hold on a second here. Let's see. Yeah, so I exceeded my cap. I went to 1.4. She told me it would have been $46 more. What? So for $30, I could go unlimited. Now why do I have to pay an additional $30? Why can't they just give it to me? You can't save with them. Now, to save with them, like I told you, you direct deposit into your checking, link it to them directly, you save $10. Otherwise, it'd be $5 if you do it with a debit card or credit card. They don't want to pay that extra fee. That's basically what it is. If you got a modem, your own modem, that's another $10 right there. But if you get their equipment, you're not saving anything. Now they say there's no rental fee for their equipment. I don't know. I looked at their equipment, but then the Wi-Fi, you have to turn off the Wi-Fi that handles. Remember, they offer Wi-Fi everywhere, so people have their Wi-Fi, so you tap into other people's Wi-Fi. I don't know. The way they have it set up, Then they had junk fees, like the President Biden was talking about. They got a lot of junk fees. All of them. Utilities have it. Electric company, water company, everybody got it. They need to get rid of those junk fees. They call them local taxes. But they didn't have that years ago. So that jacks up your electric bill, your water bill, and everything higher than you're paying. Where who gets to keep those fees? Maybe it's fees that the utility companies have to pay to the state, so they pass it along to you. And they make up the difference. Everybody got their hand in the till. Wow, this thing says, oh, I should upgrade this. This is 6.5.4 Wise Care. This is 6.55. This is on the computer here. I don't know. Oops, it disappeared again. Well, I can show you the screen because the way I designed this studio is I can actually... Hold on a second. I gotta push things around because let me see if I can do it. It's designed to pivot. There you go. Well, you can see part of the screen. Give me a second here. I gotta... Wise. I don't know if I got it in my storage. Hold on a second. I got that. I should have it in storage. Or I can download it from Wise itself. Let me see. What would I put that? Okay, 6 point. No, I have 6.5.2. All right, I'll have to download it from them. Oh yeah. In my prior video, I did say that. Hang on, let me get myself back to normal here. In my prior video, my router went off, but I just disabled the switch. I had to reset the wired router. I had to reset it. Okay, it's working, but it could be better because when you use a quad-core processor, you know there's a big difference in speed and the RAM. But the other router I was using, the Google doesn't work. The lights won't turn off. The lights won't turn on. The TV won't. You see, I'm inconvenienced. If I switch back, everything works perfectly. That's what I mean. What's wrong with this? Why is this not loading? Yeah, this guy hasn't, they haven't updated anything. This is still 6.55. That's the latest version. I use WiseCare because even if you buy a computer, a brand new computer, and it's new out of the box, and you say, hey, it's the fastest computer around. No, you still have to, tweak it out of the box. I said you have to change the TCP/IP, right? That has to be changed. That's otherwise out of the box. Microsoft has the slowest speed. Okay. Oh, it did download. Open. Close this. Make sure if you're using Chrome browser, make sure you update it. It might not do it automatically. Make sure you update everything. Make sure everything's up to date if you're using any apps. This is fast. So I went into my VPN router and disabled all the VPN. I also tweaked some stuff in there, load balance, because it was set to another default. And I'm getting like 480 for my connection, which is not bad. I got the same thing with the quad and the dual core. It's the same thing, same speed. Because the modem, which is supposed to do 2 gig, which is actually doing 1 gig, which is actually doing 940. That's what they set it to. It doesn't matter if you got the 1.2, they set it to 140. They don't give you a gig. You got 940. It's got to be 940 for less. So how is that measured? Because 1 gig is equivalent to 600 megabytes. Okay, that's the network legacy. That's how that went. So at 940, you're going to be looking at someplace between 5.8, below 500, someplace like that. I can figure out the math in my head, but I think 31 days since you passed the last checkup. Okay, I got 6.55 installed. I can show you this, but I have to squeeze it over here. See? There you go. That's it. So it's running. For those of you that like to look at these things. I have two monitors. I got this in the 40-inch. This is Acer, what is it again? 23. What's that noise? What does she pop up for? That's the AI. Okay. I need to see what's over here. Okay. So this has privacy. This is for things in the browser, security projects, useless files. Don't get me wrong. This actually does the job. You still need Game Booster from Wise, and it'll clear up the RAM. What's running? No, it's not running. It keeps on saying it's running. I told him, I contacted this company. I said, you need to give an option to clear out the USB, what's connected to the USBs. Because every time you disconnect USB and plug the USB, Windows keeps track of that device. And if you're not using it anymore, it needs to be cleaned. Otherwise, it could get corrupt and you plug it in and it doesn't want to connect. They should have that feature, but I don't know, it's like, I don't know if they're giving up at 655 or maybe they're working on a different one. Who the heck knows? I don't know. But that's it. So let's go back here. Another program to use, we'll show that after I finish cleaning. And this is the PC checkup, and then they have this. Hold on. I got too many things here. Let me push back a little bit here. All right. What's this? Media player. What's this coming up? Your last cleanup was 5/12/2023. Why does this come up every minute? Scan. I know that Microsoft Teams is running all the time. I couldn't understand why it's that running for. My other computer was just running amok. There's a way to disable it. You have to go into, if you're running Windows 11 Pro, you can go into group policies and change it, which is GPE. And you go in there and you can disable it that way if it's running amok, because they have a tendency of this running out of control. Those are the glitches. Remember, because everything's a work in progress. Okay, work in progress means it's still not finalized yet. That's why they come up with so many patches. They all have that, even Apple. So those of you who are really into Apple, you know, you have work in progress too. What is this? Media Center? What? I don't want that on. Control Alt Delete. See, this is running now. What in God's, why is this running? Who gave this permission to run? End task. I just disable Cortana, iTunes. I'm not really using that. Well, I do have a device in the vehicle that's the Skype, Spotify. These are most of the bloatware software. This other one is the phone link. I did explain in another video about that. Well, this video is a video log, so we're talking about everything. Okay, I talk about everything. Okay, I'm just not focused on one thing. Okay, we're gonna talk about the FCCs and the data caps, and we're gonna just talk about this thing, and then make a whole bunch of videos. I just make one big video that covers everything. And that way, you know, we can cover a lot of stuff. Okay. And those of you running Windows 11 Pro or Windows 11 Home, you know, you run into this. I say WiseCare works great. I'm not promoting them. I just helped them one time to perfect it. I was a beta tester for them. That's it. But I've used a lot of programs, and theirs works well. I'm not being sponsored by them. Nobody's paying me extra. I wish they did. They're not doing it. But yeah. They have some nice features. They have the registry defrag. You go in there, they'll tell you the registry needs the defrag because the registry, if there's gaps in the registry, and gaps are like spaces. It can make the machine run slower because you delete the file, you move a file, everything you do in there. So you go in, and when it defrags it, no matter if you have an SSD, it's just doing the file. It's not doing the whole drive. It's just taking care of that one file and taking the blocks that scap like this and put them together. Runs better that way. Okay, so I'm also doing advanced cleaner, get rid of junk files, system slimming. That's installation programs. It's Windows installation, base cache, and installation files. Slim those down. It runs a system restore point as well. If your system should crash, that's what the system restore. If your machine got compromised by malware or ransom, whatever it is. I still think a lot of you should get a hard drive, even if it's USB. Back up everything you got from the older computers. Even buy a little NAS and put it someplace. That's running Linux. Just put it someplace and have everything tied into the network onto that. And that's how you run your system. If a computer gets hijacked or malware got in there, you can just restore your machine. And you're back up and running. And you don't have to touch your files. That's another way of doing it. You learn that when you work in a corporate system. So last time you defragged your registry was 4/29. Was that April? 51 days ago. So, okay, so I'm going to analyze it now. See? Watch it. See it? It's analyzing. That's, the media player come back up again. What the heck is this? The optimized rate is 97%. Ooh, needs to be optimized. Defrag. It's going to defrag it. So the main areas you want is take care of is the TCP settings. Remember, because Windows use 20% of your 100%. For the bandwidth, you want to recover that. That's what Microsoft don't give you 100%. So that's one thing you do. You can go into group policies, or there's another settings, another way to do it, or you can run a program like TCP Optimizer 4 can do it. Okay, this machine is going to reboot. WiseCare can do it too. They all can do it, although network optimizers, because you want the best possible speed. You're a tech. Like I said, we are techs, and we want to tweak our machines. We want to perfect them. We want to repair them. We want to replace bad parts. We can do that. A lot of people who have the Apple and the Mac, they don't touch those things. That's not their forte. They don't want to get their hands dirty. And they're up to, that's up to them. It's like them owning a next Lexus, or they're owning a Cadillac, or things like that, upscale, a Bentley, a Maserati, an Aston Martin. Those are the higher end vehicles. You're not going to see them underneath the hood tweaking. No. They're not going to put fuel injection cleaner in there. That's not their style. So that's it. So we're techs, we're going to be doing that. We like to tinker, we like to fix, and then we try to repair our machines. We change out the motherboard. We'll change out the cables, We'll increase the PSU. Well, like maybe some of you might want to put a copper cooling system in there and have the CPU cool because you want to play games at high resolution, and you don't want to be disturbed because you want to sit there with, you play your game. The games you play, require a much more powerful PC. If you got money to burn, you burn it. And the others, they got their fancy Macintosh, or whatever it is they got. Now, see, this thing is loading. Why is this loading? I don't. I gotta fix media player. Oh my goodness, it's trying to load all the time. I'll do that another time. It's no big deal. I just wanted to talk to you about that stuff. Let's see if we try to install it again. Don't you dare. Something's gonna run. Let me see here. Another one is Wise Game Booster. So Wise Game Booster is designed to help boost the machine. You said it found 9 issues. Let's see. Okay, so another good utility. So I mentioned a few good utilities. Another good utility would be the Quick CPU. This is running at 2.8, and then I can overclock it. This is a scheme inside the power plan. I can go to Smart Game Booster Plan. Or I can go to High Performance Plan. There's a utility that comes with this computer where you can go into the AMD tools and overclock the machine and bring it up to the max. It tests this out before. It does that does work. Okay, so back to the data caps. You might have data cap on your phone. So a lot of the ISPs, CSPs, cell phone providers have data caps. They give you 20 gig. Why can't you have more? Why can't you have unlimited? 20 gig a lot for you? Say you want to create a hotspot, but you have a data gap. They need to be regulated. They need to be controlled. It's silly. They go on for years like this milking this dry. I don't use my phone that much, but I have to check on them because they charge me that $75, but they're supposed to charge me $45. And what's that extra $30 for? I'm not using the phone, so what they're charging me because I'm not using the phone? I don't even have my voicemail turned on. I don't want to be harassed. That's my convenience. I don't want it. If they need to get a hold of me, send me a text message. I had a girl contact me on my phone. Hey, this is Jennifer. Who are you? I don't know who that is. There was a Jennifer, but that was a scammer. And one time she did call. It was an older woman screaming like she was drunk. Please. I don't know who that is. I'm telling you, the scams are pretty good. They use the same name, and the person you thought you were talking to, it changes. How could the same person change? I'm telling you, you guys got to be careful who you talk to. And most of the scammers, what do you want to waste your time for? You don't want to talk to bots. You don't want to talk about insurance. You don't want to talk about medical insurance. You don't want to talk about that's your phone. You don't want to take your phone and have to, hello? No, I'm not interested. Stop calling me. And you hang up. This one is easy to like that. There's another phone where you have to text it. See? And then you talk and then you hang up. I guess I got both. I like this one better. That's like a walkie. But what I'm saying is this. This is your phone. You don't want to be harassed by it. It's your phone. You don't have to pick up the phone. Everybody call. Okay, you have caller ID. If it says unknown, anonymous, it'll say the White House is calling you, and you know it's fake people calling. They block the private number. Why can't you block your private? Why can't you block them? They can't get a hold of me. Only people on my list can get a hold of me. Oh, they try. What the heck is this loading for? Such an annoyance. But anyway, there's an update to Word too. There's a new. If you have the Word 365, if you're paying for that, I think it's like $9 or $6. Some of us got it for $6, and you get the whole package. That's not bad. I think they charge you more. I guess it depends when you got the service. Instead of paying for the whole package, it's all cloud-based. Now, remember, when you save something, make sure you turn on autosave. Otherwise, it'll never save your work. You just have to be careful the way. And you can only open up one app at a time. So there's some limitations to that process. I mean, it's all right. I print a lot of stuff. I make a lot of my stuff with Word. And we got the printer here. So, I think that's... Oh, it's unwrapping. Alright, so the printer wasn't printing properly. This is inkjet. This is what happens after a while. The inkjet. It should look like this. See it in the black there in the corner? See how that's perfect? Oh, this is how it's supposed to be. Well, it printed out like this. When it prints like this, it's not going to print properly. So you hit clean, and it cleans it. And this is the result there. So you got to do it again. You do it 3 times. Every time you clean it, it uses up ink to clean. Then eventually it'll look like this. It's always the black on the fritz. So that's how you fix that problem. You don't have to call nobody to come out there. And then you take a common straw, some paper towel, and you open up the inside and you blow out the jets. Just make sure you wear something so you don't mess up, because that ink can stain your clothes. And that's how you fix that problem. If you haven't used the inkjet in a while, if you're not going to use your inkjet in a month, take out the ink, put it in a Ziploc bag, and put it in your refrigerator where you keep the vegetables. You keep it in a Ziploc bag. Then when you're ready to use the inkjet, now remember, in the meantime, this stuff will start to dry out. You have to take the straw and you have to blow out the jets. Then you put it in, then turn it on. You might have to run a cleaning, and it'll work perfectly. That's how you maintain your inkjet printer. I don't care if it's a multi-scanner. This is an ADF. This has scanner and flatbed scanner, fax, and copier. It does all. There's your copier machine. You don't need to go out. Before, you'd have to go to a place and get copies, 10 cents. I don't know where they are today. Okay, we talked about all that stuff. We talked about how to keep your computer running at tip-top shape. Now, if you're going to buy a wireless router, what do you have at home? You have 802.11n. You have smart bulbs. Most of them running 802.11n. So you got 2.4 gigahertz. You need 5 gigahertz. Okay. How's the fastest 5 gigahertz in your house? Is it up to 866? So you should look for a router that supports that. Like an AC 1200 or AC 13, like that. Now, if you got Wi-Fi 6, then you get a Wi-Fi 6 router. That's the 802.11 AC that handles AC and AX. So that's Wi-Fi 6. Those routers are going to cost you more. Those have more features. Some of them have quad core and more RAM. The quad core and the more RAM, you're going to notice a big difference when you use your router, and it's speedy. When you load 4K video or play 4K video or stream 4K video from your Chromecast to your TV from another outsourced source, and you notice you don't have to get those little glitches because of the way it's being streamed, and like that. but dual core, maybe the maximum connections. That's another thing. When you get these routers, make sure you know the maximum connections, the throughput. Okay, some of them can only handle like 50, up to 50 Wi-Fi connections. A lot of the cheap ones is 32. Stay away from 10100 routers and devices. 10100, 10 is 6 meg, and 100 is 60, and 1 gig is 600. Okay, 1.2 gig is 720 gig. Okay, and then when you get to 2.5, so you know what the 1 gig is already, right? What is 1 gig? 600. So 600. That's going to be 1200. So that's 1.200. Then you have 5. So you already know that. I wish I could just do it out in my head, but I can't figure it out. I don't have no calculator nearby. Yeah. Did I have a piece of paper here? All right. So you already know that we do have something here. Hold on. Here. Simple math. Because what they want you to believe is crazy. Okay. So you buy a router that's 2.5 gig. Because the ports are 2.5 gig ports. Okay. So you already know that 1.0 gig is equal to 600 megs, right? And you already know that 100 megabytes, right, is equal to 60 MB. Okay, so 2.5, that's going to be 2.5, right? So that's going to be, so that's going to be 5 times 60. So that's going to be 300. So that's 300 megs. And, and each gig is 600. So that's going to be 1,200. Okay. And you got 300. So that's going to be 1,500. So that 1.5 is going to be equivalent to, let's see, did I do that right? Because 6 and 6 is 12. Yeah, so it's going to be 1.5 gig. And that's what you're going to get out of it. So you'll get a gig and a half with your 2.5. Now, that's what you're supposed to get. But it might be less than that. It might be 940. Because that's what they're all doing with the gig routers. The gig modems is giving everybody, well, Xfinity is doing that. Now, I don't know what AT&T Fiber is doing with their systems. Some people are reporting lower speeds. You're not going to get the full throughput they promise if too many people are on the whole system. Like, for instance, where I live here, outside, there's a ground box, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So, you got this house, this house, this house, and you got me. I'm number 3. Okay? The guy told me from the outside ground, it's showing 1.8 gig down, right? And 500 gig megabytes up. Once that goes to the house, is the house. Here, outside, it's showing 1.4 gig with 400 MB down, up. So down is 1.4. When we get inside to the modem, which the modem is programmed by them, it's my modem, so it goes to 420 megabytes down. And if you got the 1.2, then you're getting 40 up. Okay, 40 meg up. And that's how they do it. But all this could change. So that's 1.8, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, So that's almost like 5,000. So each one is 5,000. It's supposed to be 5,000 gig down, and they have to share between each house. So it deteriorates. It's 5,000 gig up and 5,000 gig up, but they're not going to tell you that. He told me that, the business tech, because that's what they measure. But they can maintain those speeds. It can degrade. They don't have the equipment to maintain it. They never set it up that way. That's why when you do a speed test, the speed is lower. You might get 200, 1.6, and you get mad. Yeah, you're entitled to get mad. What are you going to do about it? So you're going to run over to AT&T Fiber, which is more expensive, and you got to worry with AT&T Fiber. So with AT&T Fiber, now I work for Frontier Communications, and we would train for a month on FiOS, how the FiOS system works. So you get the fiber coming in, it goes to a box, the ONT. That ONT has a BU, battery unit, that goes bad. You gotta replace that. You gotta replace it. You gotta have a backup. There's also a fuse in there. That goes bad. Most of the calls I got were because of that. Wasn't working. A tech had to go out there. Customer can replace the BU. If they don't have the battery backup, that thing don't work. That's usually connected to your garage, your attic, outside your house, inside your house. That's how that works. And that connects to the modem, which is fiber. There's a fiber connector. It's coaxial cable. Okay. That's how that whole system works. That thing can really get screwed up. So that's how that thing works. That's why I won't get it. I know what happens with it. And now that AT&T has it now, hopefully it's not proprietary the way they had it, because it wasn't real fiber. They got real fiber now. So that's how that works. So that's supposed to give you upload speeds matching the same speed, right? And so the up and downs are the same. Well, in theory. Where cable TV, not now. Xfinity has fiber now, right? So they're giving you 2 gig up and 2 gig down. We already know what 2 gig is equivalent to. Right? Do we know? Okay. That's 1.2. What's that? 600 and 600. That's 1,200. Okay. So that's going to be 1,000. So you get 1,000. Yeah, 1,200. That's what it is. So you get 1 gig and 200. Okay, that's what you get with that. So you're getting the real speed. But if the modem is set to 940, then you're not getting that speed. You're getting 940. I don't know if they're doing the same thing with that, but the text says everybody's getting the same thing. Now, they didn't have fiber yet. Now, what's that the difference between a gig? Okay. So basically, they're taking away, what's that? That comes up to 60 megs, which is 100. So they're taking 60 megabytes from you. So are they doing the same thing with this? Well, good question. Maybe you're just getting a gig. Because if they, let's see what they're doing. If they're doing the same thing with the 1.2 and they're only giving you 940, that's the whole thing. I don't know. So if anybody got that, let me know what you get. You know, it's gonna be hard to find out, because unless you have to use their system. Now you can't use your system unless your modem can handle 2.5. Now, the company that I get the modem from, they do have a modem that handles 2.5. So we already know that the 2.5 is what? is equivalent to, I put that math. Yeah, the 2.5 is 1.5. So the 2.5 gig is 1.5 gig. And since they're giving you 2 gig, right, speed, so you're going to end up getting, 1.2. There you go. So they're taking away, holy Christ. They're taking away 300 gig. 300 megabytes. From the 2. If I'm doing this math right, that's what it's equivalent. So you're going to get 1.2. So you get a gig and 200 out of that 2 gig fiber. If you're getting true fiber. But some people who have the fiber, some of them have reported higher speeds. But I don't know if that's a business line or they're right next to the system. It's hard to tell, without having it. I can call them up and ask them, hey, how much is the fiber? Because, right, if it's unlimited, and that's another thing, is the fiber unlimited? I should do that. I should get on the phone. It's a pain in the neck to talk to these people. Because I'm paying, with all the discounts and everything, I'm looking at, 85. If I take away the 30, which is actually 33. So if I take away the 33, I am looking at 2. That'd be $52 I'd be paying. And that would be 1 gig. And 20 megabytes up. It's terrible, isn't it? I want to know how much for that fiber. Now I heard the fiber is $99 installation. But I wonder if I can get it waived because I'm a Diamond Club member. Oh yes, I want to tell you, all you are getting the Peacock channel for free. By June 26th of this week, you're gonna lose that. Now those of you who are Diamond and Platinum can go into your Xfinity app and take advantage of the free deal. So you'll get that for free for the Diamond and Premium. You select that and you'll get it for free and you won't be charged. Well, I hope you won't get charged because you know how they work. But that's it. Okay, so what should you do? Well, if you want to take advantage of anything higher than a gig, you're going to have to get the 2.5 ports, and which would be equivalent to real gig ports. But you need the 2.5s. So you have to get the 2.5 router. Those are the multi-gig router ports, okay, to handle the future. Hopefully, they give you what you want, and they're not proprietary and not slowed down. You need to find out from the modem manufacturer and the router manufacturer what's the maximum connections, maximum throughput. What's the CPU and the NPU? Now, some of them, they're quad-core, they're 1.4 for the processor, and the network processor is 1.4. The faster the network processor, the better overall with the speed, okay, in the system, the subsystem. If you got enough ports on that router, you wouldn't have to go buy an external router switch. Now, the old way is to plug that router into a switch. But if you have multitude of connections, you have 3 connections, that's good enough. You don't have to go there. If you have more than that, then you need a switch. Don't go crazy. If you need PoE and the router doesn't support PoE, power over Ethernet, then you're going to have to get a PoE, or you have to use injectors, which is they plug in the wall and you plug 2 wires into one wire. One wire goes into your device and the other one goes back into the injector for power, because it's power over Ethernet, okay? It sends the power over Ethernet. That power over coaxial is POC, power over coaxial too. Okay, so they got both of them out there like that. So If you need help, I can teach you. But just make sure, because over the weekend, Walmart had some crazy deals. They had the Archer C54. Sounded good on paper, but it's only at 10100. Okay, so pass on that. Then they had an Archer 1900. Processor is supposed to be quad core, supposed to be fast. Pipes were 50, which is not bad. You know, remember, only 50 wireless devices it can handle it. Now, you can plug it into your router, but it's only how many connections? 50 connections it can handle. If you exceed that, you're going to have degradation. That's including lights and all that too. So if you had 20 lights running LED and you were able to do it, then it should work. But anything more and you exceed the maximum, then you're going to have degradation. It's going to slow down. So make sure, and don't get anything that only does 32 devices. You'd be screwed. You don't want to go that way. Okay. So now the data caps. No, we don't need data cap. You're limited. You want to watch a 4K movie. You want to watch a 4K stream. And there's not a lot of stuff in 4K. You know, it's only certain things in 4K. Most of the movies are in 1080p. And then you want to turn on 5.1 Dolby. And, oh yeah, Google TV supports 5.1. My system comes up. It shows up on the screen. It's cool on screen work. It doesn't want to work. That's the CME, I believe, or something like that. It was an Android TV. It stopped working. There's a lot of glitches with the Android TV. But the Google TV, you're trying to Google. Google right away, they knew I had it already. Hey, how you like the new Google TV? They can't wait. I mean, it's all right. It's better than the Android TV. The Android TV was slow. It had a 1.5 gigahertz processor in there. Did you know that? Yeah, that the on Android TV is a 1.5 gigahertz processor. The Google TV, the new on, that's a 2.5 gigahertz more. But it's faster. It connects better. It also has a built-in pairing button in the back in the little unit. So if you have problems with the remote not talking, that's what they fix that glitch. That's why they changed manufacturers. The other manufacturer didn't do that. That's why a lot of us have problems. You know, you'd be using the remote, it's not working, and the light comes on. Well, that's the problem. I have one in here because I have the other one. Yeah, this thing. This is the old one. Yeah, that's the thing. Then you have to use your Android phone. Go into the Google Home. Go to your device. Select remote. Use your phone as the remote and put it in the system settings. Unpair this, and then it'll pop back on the screen. And hit these two buttons. These two buttons simultaneously. It should go to connect. Now, if it doesn't go to connect, you have to open this up. Take out these two green batteries. These are original batteries. Take them out and connect it back, and then it'll pair up. I'm telling you, it worked that way. It's a shame that you don't want to keep doing that all the rest of your life, and that's the problem with those. So everybody that bought that now have to suffer with that because there's no other way to fix it. Once you go run out and buy the Google TV version. I don't know why they didn't do the Google TV version in the first place. Why did they come out with the Android? And those things were a lot of money too. They were $30. But you know, hey, that's what it. With the Amazon Fire Stick, you didn't have that problem. But the Fire Stick, I couldn't get 4K out of that thing. It told me I didn't have a network for it. Yes, I did. So they want you to buy. Amazon wanted you to buy Amazon Fire TV. Then you would have your 4K. That's how they did it. You know, they're so clever, aren't they? It's a shame. I can't help with the Roku because I don't use that stuff. And I will not buy a Roku product. I got enough to worry about. You know, because right now you can run, you can hook up your laptop to your TV, right? With the right cables. Now you have a Chromebook, and some of them have a micro mini, the micro, what's it? Type C. You need to get a Type C to your 4K in the back. They have that off Amazon. You plug that into your TV so you can watch your 4K or whatever it is out of your laptop on your 4K TV, because that laptop can handle 4K. Okay. You just have to get it. Now, if you have the Gateway one, it happened again. Look at that. What is it? Running amok. I gotta fix that. I know how to fix that. I'll have to go to group policies and fix it. Shouldn't have to do that. Or I'm gonna report it to them and say that, hey, B silencer is popping up every minute by itself. Oh. Yeah. We are techs. You can ask me anything. I'm very knowledgeable, as you can tell. They're not gonna be doing it, come with that BS stuff with the solar crap and all that stuff. And I don't mess around. I do solar. I have my own solar channel. I'd rather put the solar in the window than deal with that stuff. I know that you can put back in usability. Yeah, but it's expensive, very expensive. $30,000 for my house. The bigger the house, the more money is. But that's all. You don't need battery. Yes, you do. Because how are you gonna run it at night? What's the purpose of using the grid still? You want to get off the grid, you run the batteries. Or power cells, or whatever you want to do it. You know what's better to do? Fuel cell. They have it for the house, but it's not where it could be commercially sound. I know an engineer from one of the companies I work for, government companies. He told me they have fuel cells for homes. It was the same size as central air conditioning outside. And in Japan, they have it. And that can run the whole house. But fuel cells use natural gas for the house. That's how it works. But you would get off the grid. You wouldn't be on the electrical grid. They don't want that. The electrical companies don't allow that here. No, you can't do that. We'll lose money. But you as a customer would say, but natural gas, that can go up in price. So you can't win. Unless you go fusion, but fusion will use nuclear. So yeah, there's something. So where is all this going? It's not going any place. Okay. Okay. So let me talk about From. It's getting late. We got 8 minutes for From. So From series came out Sunday with version 9. I forget the title of that. Let me see if I can pull up the title. Which wasn't too bad. I mean, it was pretty interesting. Let me type F-R-O-M-A. From. There it is. From TV series. Okay, so. Oh my goodness. The ratings are getting low on it. Okay, 9 was the Ball of Magic Fire. Wait. No, Into the Wood. Is that one? Into the Wood? Oh, not season 1. I don't want season 1. Where's season 2? Okay, season 2. Okay, season 2. Number 9 was Ball of Magic Fire. That was June 18th. On June 25th, Once Upon a Time. All right, is that on? It says new. The Ball of Fire did open up some doors. Okay, they fear they may have finally run out of answers as the residents of the town prepare for the end. I think that's the last episode. The belief that the children could be the way. So they figure that the ghost children that you see are the key to get out of there. And that's in the tower, the lighthouse. So that would mean they're trapped in another dimension or a bubble. There was a series where the whole town was in a dome. Remember that? I don't remember the name of that one. I think it was called a dome. It didn't last too long. There's a lot of episodes like this. There's one called Way, where two FBI direct agents went to a town and they're trapped in the town. The town is surrounded by a forest. This is similar to that. And also another one, it was 1, 2, 3 or something like that. Or something like that. It was about a guy that he used to go to this diner, and the guy in the diner was able to go back in the past and get real meat from the 60s and bring it to the future. And the guy said, wow, this meat is good, because the meat that was done in the 60s is real cow that doesn't have all the additives and all that stuff. So that was an interesting series, but that came to an end. So we'll find out if episode 2 ends this. But see, season 2 is not doing too well. They cut back. They don't have the full cast like they had in season 1. Season 1 was supposed to be shot in United States, in South Carolina, but then they move everything to Canada, and they cut back on the staff by killing them off in the video. What did I think of 9? It had some moments, but there's a lot of stuff that's unexplained, and I don't want to give it away. I mean, they had these insects that can get into your body. Where did they come from? They came from the dead body. It's like a combination of the same thing over and over again. It's like dead ends all the time. I mean, it's all right for a while. Nobody can say nothing. It's a dead end. I don't know how they can mix a series like that. Because I know right now we don't have much choices, And there's a lot of stuff out there. We get tired of watching vampire stuff. We get tired of watching space shows. We have Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. That episode, that one was a little interesting. At first, it started off dead. So we know now that the second one for the second season is going to be about the trial. And they're going to drag that out. I thought it was going to be in the season 2, episode 1. But I see they didn't go that direction. But thank God we have that, because right now we don't got anything else. And they got rid of so many programs. I don't know what they're doing. They're not thinking. Whatever you like to watch, they don't want you to watch. There's a Time Trap. It's called Time Trap. It's on Yahoo. Not Yahoo. It's on YouTube, Time Trap. If you have YouTube Premium, you can watch it. It's pretty good. It was made in 2018. It has a twist. It's budgeted time travel, but it's not bad, though. I'm not going to give it away. So I recommend that. In the beginning, it's going to be a little slow until they get to the cave. Okay, I shouldn't give it away. But after that, it gets interesting. So check out that for time travel. All right, that's it. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, okay? And support, and be a supporter of the channel. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.